What it do, Moody? Just waking up, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I set an alarm for 10 o'clock, so because Clash of the Castle and Castle,
Clash
Clash
in
of the
Italy.
Castle, Clash in Italy. That's what I don't know why I said the Castle.
Clash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the pay-per-view.
Is at 2 o'clock, so I was like, we need to get up early enough because we don't want to start later than we usually like we normally do to get this podcast in. So you can take this as a pre-show. I got one simple Percy because this is I feel like we want to make sure we get predictions in at the proper time before the show. We got a game 7.
You're damn right.
OKC Spurs. The Knicks are on their second 9-day break.
Yep.
The finals. That's crazy.
The greatest point differential in NBA history up until this point. The Knicks. Bruh, like regardless, any team, any era, even the Steph Curry's 2016 Warriors when he was unanimous MVP, they're like 40 points ahead of them.
Yeah,
where they were at this point, it's insane. The Knicks are on fire. But back to the West, like you said, the actual game 7
tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait for this game.
I'm glad that Clash in Italy is like now because I was like at first this question was going to be who's getting the big screen. Obviously, it's game 7. Yeah, but we don't have to compete. But yeah, who you got?
I hope the Thunder, the Thunder pull it off. I'm hoping. I need.
That's your bias though. Like
it's too scary. It's too scary. Not just as a Rockets fan, but yes, I mean divisions don't matter. NBA.
Yeah, as much you're going to be playing him. You play him 5 times a year, while my Wizards play him twice.
Yeah, like, true. So yeah, but even still, that is a thought. This is year 3, bro. If this man wins the title, year 3, like when we talk about the greatest ever, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, like leading a team and shit, like it takes you usually till about 27. That's usually the magic number. Even Shea, 27 when he gets it. He ain't even 30 yet. Man, if this man destroys that glass ceiling we've had of all of NBA history, I mean, it would make sense. He's genetically a freak and an alien, but it's just like, Jesus Christ. The system, I mean, the whole team is obviously amazing. I'm like, yo, Stephon Castle. I'm like, I'm not going to say a miss from us, but it's like, fuck, if we had Stephon Castle instead of Reed Shepard right now. Granted, like, also, he a better shooter than a man, but both of them on the court at the same time, a lockdown. You ain't getting past shit. Like, fucking, obviously, Cooper Flag got Rookie of the Year, but Dylan Harper, fucking, he's going to be a multiple-time All-Star. He's going to be at least like a 5-time All-Star as a point guard, for sure.
Your dad being Ron Harper.
The only reason he ain't starting is because you already got a multiple-time All-Star, De'Aaron Fox. That's like the oldest guy on your team. Like,
and it came out that on OKC, Jalen Williams.
Yeah,
Jaden Williams. He's out for game 7.
Jalen Williams. Yeah.
So it's like, Spurs. They blew game 5, but they blew out OKC in game 6.
Yeah. And Jalen Williams been dealing with his hamstring.
Your personal interests lie towards OKC winning this, but like,
I mean, they're both in my division.
I get
they both are. So
if you had to be objective, like, who do you think your heart says OKC?
That's who I want to win. Yeah,
your head.
That's who I'm gonna be rooting for. I mean, the Spurs. That's what my head says. Because, like you said, I mean, obviously Jalen Williams is out. Like we just saw him. They put him in for 10 minutes.
Is it because it's a toss-up? That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm like, I get where you're like, why you would want OKC to win over the Spurs, but like, who? Like I said, genuinely, you think the Spurs are going to win tonight?
Yeah, I would say the way the sliding scale works is like, you got the game 7 home court advantage, right? They got an alien that neutralizes that, and then you subtract your number 2. Dropping 40 points in the final, your number 2 creator on the team.
Yeah.
That's a disadvantage. So Shea is gonna have to like literally do his Jordan, his Kobe shit if they're gonna win this game.
And they have experience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they got it done.
He did. The Spurs had a game 7 with like round 1. They had one earlier, right? I forget against who, but they have technically this year some game 7 experience. But I mean, last year
this is his first game 7 ever. Yeah.
Oh, so they didn't have one earlier in the postseason. I feel like I thought they had like in round 1 or 2 they went 7.
No.
But okay, that's me being mistaken. Either way, yeah, OKC they won a Game 7 NBA Finals match last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure did. They had biggest stage. Yep. So,
but again, I'm gonna stick with my head, and like I said before the season started, I told you the Spurs can make the NBA Finals.
You did say that, yeah, and I said I hope they don't because you're right. And I was like, give me one more year. I was like, just 1 year. But obviously, even if they lose tonight, if the Spurs lose tonight, like you said, the alien has landed.
Yeah.
Like he's already. This is now the Wemby era. Like starting next year, this is Wemby's league.
Until if he doesn't do it next year and they get eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals, then you're gonna get like Joel Embiid talk or just like can't get past
whatever.
Can't get to the finals.
Yeah, not the same thing, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying but
he's so far ahead of schedule. That's the point. It's like, yeah, if he loses this tonight, and even if he loses next year, it's like, bro, he's still that dude. It's like, how does he look at that point in time? Maybe his guys are hurt. Maybe fucking Stephon Castle is out, and Dylan Harper is out, and it's just him. So
yeah,
anything can happen.
But,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Spurs. As well. But again, it's a toss up. I would not be surprised if OKC ends up winning this. I hope it's a close game just for the entertainment aspect of it. Mm-hmm. But
they've had OKC's number the whole year. Like I said, they were the only team in the league that had a positive record. They were 3-1.
Yeah,
against them. So it's not surprising if you're an NBA fan, you've been paying attention.
I'm gonna go with the Spurs. And now that I think we're good, then with that prediction, both of us have a rematch of the '99 NBA Finals.
Yeah,
Knicks
Spurs.
That was a shortened season, but now on a full actual 82 game season, getting that, you think the Knicks got the magic still?
Yeah. They got the magic. I don't know how.
I'm saying to pull it off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Spurs? For sure, I believe that they can beat the Spurs. Absolutely.
What about OKC?
Yeah, they could beat them too.
Okay.
They could.
Okay, could. Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
But was that
they want the Spurs as the matchup?
Basically, in that early predictions.
If I was picking Thunder Knicks, I'd pick the Thunder. If Jalen Williams is healthy, but he's fucking with a hamstring, so I would still probably pick the Knicks. I'm picking the Knicks to win the title at this point in time.
And that's being objective. Okay.
They've been blown. I just brought up the NBA history of it. I'm just saying.
Okay, it's also the East. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. No, absolutely. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, we've never seen a team this good. And I guess you would say the East is weak, right? Because my immediate thought,
we're at a point where the 1 and 2 seed were about to get knocked out.
And the East, facts. But with that being said, I remember I had the thought, I was like, man, the Knicks been looking hot. Like they're so connected. You know what I'm saying? Ball motion. Like they've been running a whole lot of point cat. And I'm like, and he's the best 3-point shooting man. And I'm like, yeah, he can stretch him out. And I'm like, fuck no, that's Wemby's game and stretching people out. Because I'm like, if we talking about defending cat at the 3-point line, he don't want that. Wemby in his face. Like he's gonna swat that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and Wemby, if he gets you with a pump, one dribble dunk. So, hey, the alien has landed. Like, I'm gonna pray for the Knicks. I'm praying for the Knicks.
Again, hopefully we get an entertaining game to, close game that goes all the way to the final minutes of the fourth quarter and not a blowout.
And it's a Shea, no foul. I'm gonna say step back long 2.
He's falling, but
he's falling, but it's a non-foul. Yeah, they're not gonna call the foul. Yeah, that's not saying. But he's gonna hit it with I'm gonna give him 0.3 on the clock.
Okay.
Please, Shea. Please do it.
Oh, let's get into the show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
To the crowd, hey, contact.
Drive Pro, coming off the top rope. That's the Re-Up podcast.
The avenue of wrestling.
On this YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe, send us an email, everything.
Episode 99 of the Wrestling Re-Up podcast, our penultimate before we reach our 100th episode next week.
Yep.
99s. I said Chase Young last week, but I also remember JJ Watt.
Yep.
99.
Because 99 is a popular number. I think this is just a good sports question for you. Just name famous
Wasn't like
99.
Dennis Rodman 99? No. Or he was like 90.
No, he was 91.
91.
JJ Watt, yep.
I know there's a lot
Hockey.
I know there's a hockeys that I'm blanking right now.
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, okay.
The great one.
Okay. Yeah.
Baseball. Your team.
Nats or Yankees?
Yankees.
Not Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Oh, he's 99? Okay.
And Ronaldo. Brazilian Ronaldo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's definitely 9, but okay.
Yeah,
okay, cool. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot more. 99 is clearly
sure. That's how historic that is.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, last one before we actually get into our triple digits. We got a lot to get
George
through.
Mikan, NBA history.
Yeah.
Legend. That's it. Okay.
We got a lot to get through. It's that Clash in Italy is at 2:00. We got about 5 matches on there, possibly. I don't even know. I don't know. We'll get to it when we talk about Raw and Jacob and Roman's feud. But yeah, let's start off with, we're gonna do a little reshape, kind of do what we did in WrestleMania, where we're gonna kind of jam through the week just to get so we can get our predictions in on time. But let's start off with the AEW Double or Nothing recap.
Yeah.
I am down in the hole 0-2 to start the season, so I'm kind of starting like I did season 1, season 3. You won this. You swept it, actually, 9-0.
Yeah. This is also why I was like, as much as this is actually a top shelf show, I'm like, I would bring it down to Primo just because I got it perfect. And I'm like, if I got it perfect, then AEW's fucking up. Or maybe I'm super in tune, maybe.
Yeah, so not that I understand because we had that before, but that was when both of us hit it off the head. And again, I said it last week. I felt that the show was going to be monumental. Not saying it wasn't monumental, but I thought there was going to be more story monumental changes outside of like, which we both correctly guessed, one of the best matches of the year contender, Takeshita Okada.
Absolutely.
Amazing to watch, obviously. Takeshita finally getting over on Okada, winning the international title back.
Yeah, 2-time champion.
But then we get a returning Kyle Fletcher. That was a surprise.
Yeah, and my other guy.
He ends up turning on Okada, and the Don Callis family ended up jumping him. Takeshita, not Okada.
He turns on Takeshita, yeah.
And ends up turning on Takeshita as a fool, and they ended up jumping him.
My kids are fighting, and I don't know.
That's not fighting. He's out.
Well, no, I know. I'm saying my children. I'm like, who do I want to win? You know, because clearly Takeshita's a face now, and Fletcher is back to being in position where he should be in the Don Callis family. So, I mean, that's another match. That's just gonna burn the house down whenever that happens. Fletcher Takeshita for the title. That's gonna be fucking amazing. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm glad
I don't have to make that prediction now.
I thought we were gonna have the end of Edge and Christian, Cope and Cage, but that started off the show, and I'm like, I was listening to Mask Man, and they mentioned like, the fact that it started off the show, tend you believe that they were gonna win. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good, simple logic right there. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be at least the last time they hold tag team titles together. Who knows? Maybe titles at all. Yeah,
I mean, that was my thought. That's why I had them winning, is because I'm like, I mean, they put it over, obviously. Their first time actually being tag champions together in 25 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, it actually is that long. Christian's been all over the place, Edge been all over the place doing their single stuff. And even both of them in AEW been doing single stuff. We had a storyline of them getting back together. So, but yeah, this is the last ride. I believe that. But, or maybe actually I could say them winning the title again. But I mean, this is their last burn. Maybe this is a quick, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know how long have they got, contract wise. But when these contracts end, they're not doing it anymore. That's what I would say. This is the last hurrah for sure.
Yeah.
And I would say this is probably going to be their last great series of matches, I would imagine. But yeah, Cope and Cage got the win. In the Owen women's, Athena, I mean, we both got that right, over Mina Shirakawa. In the men's, Owen, you had Samoa Joe. I had Will Ospreay. Ospreay, too much of a main character.
Yeah, that's where I was like, what was I thinking? And then also, this comes out on Dynamite. Joe announces that he's going to be taking a few months off to Hollywood.
Oh, is he?
Stuff. He said that.
I didn't catch that.
And so, he basically went off the show because what most people are assuming, filming another season of Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted Metal, yeah.
So, I should have known. And then, this is where I played myself. because I remember I was tying it to Moxley also losing and him. Yeah, no, yeah.
It's not too.
I'm not mad for. Yeah, I'm 0-2 on the season to start the season, but I'm like I'm not mad at the risk that I took last week.
Yeah.
That one is the most one I'm probably mad at.
Yeah. Okay. Men's Owen, Swerve Bandito. We both got Swerve.
Yeah.
Of course, great match. Of course, we said it's not time to take the belt off of Tekla in the women's 4-way. Stadium Stampede faces. We both got that right. And Darby Allin losing the title to MJF. That was the show. Did I catch every? Oh no, and Moxley retaining. Yeah. What you got? Kyle O'Reilly. You had him.
Yeah. Winning. I thought I was close, but no, that was also another great match. But yeah, again, I played myself.
And I really like because I didn't think about it this way, but they put over on commentary that it was like, or actually, I don't know if it was comment. This might have been Masked Man, but like the story being like with him, like also organically turning face. You could see this as he's used Kyle O'Reilly to better himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he actually steals. You know, iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he just got better.
Yeah.
Specifically against him and was able to pull it off. But
and then yeah, MJF getting the title back, becoming a 3-time AEW World Champion before turning 30. But I guess the biggest outcome of that was Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
Turning, and as Darby is getting he's on the hospital gurney.
Mm-hmm. Give him a UFO splash.
Yeah.
Didn't tip over. It was supposed to. He had to go back and knock it over. I noticed that, but yeah. Got some work to do, but we're gonna get into that.
Do you think he can pull it off as far as like dethroning MJF, or is this just to kind of move him up a level, or is this like a temporary like this is the summer guy before? Because again, you said I don't know if he still is, but is he still on like student learning internship from?
No, I think he's got to be on Young Lion program. No, he's definitely signed by AEW now.
Okay,
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I was meaning like he's got some work to do with like the acting. Mm-hmm. Like him just rubbing his like nostril like that.
Well, let's get into Dynamite.
Yeah.
Let's get into the coffee shop.
Actually, no, there was one last thing I had to say about Double or Nothing, because I did say that this whole week to me, I was in a post mania nut, like post nut clarity of like nothing matters. I'm just high on Double or Nothing. The big note of this show, which feels granted, I guess you would say this is internet wrestling community, but I saw an article that was like, now with Double or Nothing happening, that was actually the highest rated pay-per-view by however much you want to put on it, the internet wrestling community, you would call it, just rating wise in North American history, passing WrestleMania 17. There's other things that are higher rated, but the highest rated thing ever is the celebration of Mr. Brody Lee on Dynamite. And then you got New Japan episode of Dynamite. But pay-per-views, North America, now it is Double or Nothing 2026 that just happened at a 9.64, which is 8th all-time. And WrestleMania 17 is 12th all-time, 9.52. But like I said, those other things are TV
and I
shows.
can see that. And that, like I understand that. I'd almost put those as like, that's like grading like Magic and like LeBron.
Sure, it's just
like two different generations. Because I'm like, from like what AEW put out for Double or Nothing, if someone was to say that's better than WrestleMania 17, I'm not going to disagree with you. It's just a different show.
It's a different, it's also a different generation. Like,
different context, because like that was the end of WrestleMania 17 was the end of an era. You know what I'm saying? And I give him credit that I'm like, the Rock and Austin match, number 2, while it does have the swerve, and the swerve, obviously hindsight's 2020, didn't really play out that well. I mean, the match itself wasn't also that good as well. It got a little it wasn't one of the better matches. Like the Triple H and Undertaker match was almost better than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Rock and Austin. So there's different parts you could say, like, like AEW, like the Taz and APA versus Right to Censor. Like,
exactly.
And like there's matches on WWE that were like, all right, this is just to kind of pass through a 3-4 hour show.
Yeah.
So I can understand AEW from top to bottom, like I said, as much as I hate that they have like 10 matches on a Sunday night, thankfully it was Memorial Day.
This was a 9, probably a perfect 9, you would say, like that they should keep it at 8.
Yeah,
9 was too long. This felt long.
No, this didn't feel long.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, no, 8, even numbers, you know.
Whatever. Okay.
Like,
but yeah, no,
there was probably a match you could have took off, but
that's the interesting thing, because obviously I look at I don't rate things on Cage Match, but I just look at what other people say, and it's like
curious.
Yeah, and you basically hit the nail on the head, because so many people, I mean, they care about it like we do. They'll write paragraphs and shit, and I'll read that stuff, and it's like, they say like, this match, like on WrestleMania, like right to censor APA, that's like a 6.7, rating, because they're rating the matches individually also.
Jericho Regal,
when you look,
could have been better.
Exactly. When you look at like the matches ratings, there's no way that would be a 9.6 or whatever, because they're just thinking about the show itself. The show rating is separate from the match rating individually. So, and also it was different on AEW, where you have higher loaded stuff, because even on average it wasn't 9.6 or whatever it was. So I just thought that was fascinating, that I'm like, okay, I mean, like you said, different era, however much credit you give other people like us that would write in forums like this, I'm like, dang. Now I think it's just almost an echo of your sentiment, where it's just like AEW's on a hot streak, man. They're just like, their pay-per-views, especially their big four, it's like those don't really miss. Like,
I mean, they don't really miss on many of their pay-per-views. Like, some people talk about like their shows are not as entertaining to watch on a weekly basis, but you can just pop in anytime they have a pop-up show and just tune into that and basically get your money's worth from AEW. But yeah, let's get into Dynamite.
Yep.
Kevin Knight, you said that you didn't, I guess, particularly like his promo.
Well, it's not. I'm just saying he needs practice. That's all I'm saying. Like, he doesn't need. I'm not convinced yet. Like, of course he's a heel. I'm here for the ride. I'm just like, okay, you're gonna need some more promo. I mean, we're giving him the mic, so it's not like he can't remember lines. He can do the promo and stuff. It's just like the character, the facial work could use a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, I can see that. Typical. He turned on Mike, Speedball, Bailey. Typical. You basically just playing your like character of like, what did I do? And he gave some interesting valid reasons.
He let us down. Yeah, he said Darby let us down, the fans. So he's mad at Darby for losing the title, because he should have known better or been better than MJF.
I mean, it's like what MJF was saying though throughout the time, that he was like, bro, you exhaust, and the same thing that people tell Sammy. It's like, yo, you exhausting yourself for no reason. Like,
that's his style though. It makes sense with the character of Darby.
Yeah, but again, as far as like trying to be a champion, it's like, bro, you don't have to take every challenge. That's dumb.
Yeah,
who are you trying to prove? You the champion. Like,
because when we know MJF got the title, he's like immediately, like even this week, he's like, no, some bitch, you gotta earn it. You know what I mean? So
had both Mark Briscoe and MJF, not
Kevin
MJF,
Knight.
Roosh.
Oh, Roosh, yeah.
Come out.
Oh yeah, he ran into MJF backstage, and he was like, or he said that he wanted to come for the title, but he was like, oh yeah, cute little title. He was like, yeah, you need to do a little more than that. So yeah, he's trying to push himself up there. I like how he did that, but yeah, he's given the actual shot to Roosh next week. So we got the immediate 3 of Kevin Knight or Roosh next week, and then I'd assume Mark Briscoe, Kevin Knight at some point.
Then you got that a shake. I probably agree with you on that. Your tops on here are Brody King
beating Claudio
in the quarterfinal in the Owen Hart.
Yeah, because as I watched this, like I noticed in live time, I was like, there's literally not one grapple happening right now. This was literally just a brawl, like just straight strikes. Like, and I noticed that, and I was like, how often are you gonna get an awesome
commentary too?
I don't know if they did, but yeah, I noticed that, and I was like, holy shit! Like, and getting him up for the it's just Claudio. We know he's 240 or 250, but he's actually in strength wise, he might as well be 330 pounds, like standing in there. But yeah, Brody King, just that, lariat in his head off. I was just like, holy shit! As I watched this, but yeah, that was great.
I had that as the highest thing on my card as the top mid, but I'm like, it's mid standing on the line of Primo. I wouldn't blame you for putting it in Primo.
And I don't know why they did this again, but Collision also ran back to back.
Yeah, I'm sure this obviously because of some sports related thing. Maybe it was Stanley Cup Finals going on, whatnot. But I ended up starting at the Claudio, Mark Briscoe coming back from the movies. So I watched those. I watched from that point on to the end of Dynamite, and then I had Collision on because I didn't realize it was going to be coming on right afterwards. And so I watched a little bit of Collision, but I was like, I'm good on wrestling for tonight.
Yeah. Well, if you had stayed up, you would have seen Chris Stat Daddy getting a win over Sheeta.
And it's funny that started. I read on the Bleach Report that started after 11 o'clock.
Oh, like TV time.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
It went overtime, and I was like, "Damn, that's crazy."
Yeah, and they still had I'd say 12 to no longer than 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very fun. I mean, adding to the great legacy of women's hardcore matches, you know, that AEW has, and yeah, there was points for sure. Like Sheeta had, forget it wasn't thumbtacks, but she put something on her knee, and hit like a bicycle knee, then a Falcon Arrow. I'm thinking that's over. The very convincing, just dead. They were on the ground. 1, 2. Oh no, she kicks out. But the finish is Chris Stat. She puts her in a tombstone. Tombstones are off the apron through a barbed wire table. Puts her back in the ring, and then Wednesday Night Fever or Friday Night Fever. Or no, it would have been Wednesday. Yeah, and that's how she beats her.
It's Saturday Night Fever.
No, it's whatever day it's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever day she's doing it. It's.
I was like Saturday Night Fever, but
sure. No, that works though. But yeah, that's the top thing on Collision. But I did agree with the other orders you had of things. Mark Davis getting the win over Jungle Jack in the Owen.
Yeah, that was an entertaining match as well.
Avalanche fucking pile driver from the second rope. I was like, God damn. That was awesome. Definitely like this continued story of, Kenny, we know he's a top wrestler. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But early on, he's just checking in on his homie.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they're both sitting there doing this because they have a history of broken or not broken necks, but neck issues, all that stuff. And you beat me to this. Why did you like this so much?
I thought it was interesting dynamics, and then again, Ospreay kind of split between two worlds right now at the moment, but it seems like he's leaning towards the Death Riders, and then even him kind of, that was still his boy. He wasn't overly aggressive with Kenny. But when he was like, bro, you're not here every week. Mm-hmm. He's like, I know I can't be here every week. He's like, why? That's not an excuse, bro. So I need to figure out how to, survive because I know who got my back. Mm-hmm. And so again, it's just kind of those small things where it's Ospreay is just more leaning into the Death Rider cult, if you want to, put it like that. And it's what happens when he fully goes overboard? I just think it's going to be there's teasing the breadcrumb that eventually we're going to get Kenny and Ospreay.
I think it's so, cause as you say, I think it's so interesting because Moxley's, we talked through, and I was like, the group follows the leader. So with him being a tweener, I feel like that has, softened the edges of it because we know Will is a babyface. Even now, he's still a babyface. He's just doing what he has to do. So it makes it, I think, more believable that it looks like they're helping him. Even to us, on the outside, they came to back him up, remember? But like you said, just still calling it a cult, and he's probably going to reap what he sowed, just trusting him. And even Moxley, he walks in at the end of this, and he's like, well, Kenny's right.
And everything.
Yeah, and he says, Kenny, you're right. You shouldn't trust me, but I'm doing whatever the fuck. You see something in me that you ain't doing, or whatever, and it's just dang. So
intrigue, man. Intrigued by the I don't think like I said, I don't think anything's going to come out of it soon between Kenny and Ospreay. I think that's more long-term breadcrumbs that you're kind of seeding in once Ospreay continues his journey. With the Death Riders influencing him. But yeah, I enjoyed that as well.
I just booked it now because his whole goal is to win, in Wembley at All In. So he's going to win the Owen, win it at Wembley, beat MJF, and what Kenny say at the beginning of the year. I'm going to win it before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So that's Kenny and Ospreay 3, and then it would be for the title because the other 2 times they haven't had. So, the other time I think it was the international title that Kenny had. I think that was one of them, But yeah, for the AEW championship, that'd be sick. So that's a match. Yeah, I just flipped it right there. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
My last mid on here, and this was honestly a primo, and I almost would have this as a primo, was Hope and Cage were celebrating their tag team win, and they were about to pull some tricks out their bag, because as you mentioned, this is the first time they've been together as a tag team, especially a tag team champions, in 25 years.
Crazy.
They were going to pull out the old 5-second pose, benefit of flash photography, and they went as far as like, yo, like Christian was like, they don't even have flash photography for. I'm like, well, technically our phones still do flash, but
yeah.
Beyond the point, Christian Edge was like, yo, Cope was like, yo, I bought a bunch of cameras.
Went to the closest CVS and I bought them out.
And no, he said he bought them 25 years ago.
Oh,
just for the occasion, like for this week.
Oh, wow.
Like for some occasion, like, oh, you planning for this for 25. So he's like, I bought a whole bunch of disposable cameras and started passing them out. And looks like we're about to get it. And what happens before they actually do their pose? They get jumped by the dog.
The dog, yeah.
And they end up doing the pose, which I thought was funny. So again,
over their bodies.
Like, I get it. It should technically be a primo, but I was like, bro, I wanted the original Edge and Christian pose.
I wanted that too.
That's why I dropped it down to me to mid.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I wanted it. I wanted the original pose.
No, I agree with that 100%. That was a moment to be had. Yeah, the emphasis on the 25 years, and it was funny. Like you said, just him running past them out. Because I'm
being tired and everything.
My thought was he was gonna throw them out, and I'm like, no, he can't throw those.
I was like, that's like a rock, bro.
Yeah. Then the last thing that I added on here, I guess, well, I basically covered it already, was the very face look of Takeshita and Fletcher, where on Collision we get Takeshita getting some backup from
conglomeration.
Yeah, just because they're friends with everybody. They're just a group of faces.
Yeah.
That's backstage. Similar to
they had beef with Don Callis' family as well. So
yeah. So yeah, you get the whole conglomeration on the ramp, and they come down and clear out the ring.
Yeah.
Then that was Dynamite. That was everything.
That's AEW.
AEW, yeah. Collision was that this week too. So
that's just a build up for the next pop-up show that they got, Forbidden Door, I believe that's on June 28th. Okay. So
that'll be great to see the New Japan. That'll be a break, a sort of a technically, I would say that's one of their B lists.
Mm-hmm.
But the match quality is never B list. But like it's the fantasy part where you get CMLL and New Japan and stuff. So it'll be cool to see whoever comes through from the indies.
So we're building new storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Building new storylines. Let's get into
WWE for the week.
Yeah,
low-key forgot.
Starts in an hour.
Yeah, because I low-key, because of Double or Nothing, I low-key forgot Saturday night's main event even happened.
Yeah,
for real.
But none too much big happened. You won that as well.
No, I did not. I lost that one.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because I had way too many title changes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter. I'll go with even page. But yeah, too much. I mean, once again, it's Saturday night's main event. Why do I ever think that it's going to happen? So,
well, we were both wrong with Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa getting the win over Jade and B-Fab and Michin.
Yeah. It still doesn't make sense why they're together though.
Who? Rhea and Charlotte?
No, Jade. I mean, I know. Like, it just doesn't make sense, but. And especially without a faction name. You need a faction name for me to just believe. It's like, all right, they just clicking together now. Mm-hmm. But if y'all are still Jade, Michin, and B-Fab, those are three individual people.
Yeah, we unofficially we call them the baddies. And that
unofficially.
I think that's what the internet wrestling is just like, yeah, that's just the baddies, yeah.
But yeah.
Becky Lynch loses to Sol Ruka.
Yep. So she gets the title shot.
And that wasn't even like a legit loss too, because didn't she basically throw the referee into a soul snatcher?
Yeah.
So disqualified herself. Yeah. So yeah, but obviously we're gonna get that. We already knew that was gonna happen. Not that was gonna happen, but that Sol Ruka was eventually gonna find her way into a title shot with Becky Lynch for her IC title. So that's on the way. Yeah. This is where our split difference was. I got Penta getting the win over Ethan Page.
That was a great match,
though. Yeah. And the Irresistible Forces did not regain.
Nah.
the tag team titles.
No turn from Nikki.
Nothing, yeah. Nothing. So it was just a straight up match.
And the Vision retaining against the Street Profits because Braun's gonna come down and spear somebody.
Yeah, but more Vision news came out of it as we get into Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
The curse
continues.
I
called that shit. It's bad, but once again, vindication.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Out with, I believe, a tricep injury.
Bro.
Surgery.
I literally just said, I was like,
down to just,
Braun
Breaker and Austin Theory. And Austin Theory's just running around doing chair shots to the head.
Yeah. Was it unprotected?
No, those were like, the first
okay.
one was because
he hit Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry was like, no, but he had Joe Hendry was like in the bottom turnbuckle corner.
Yeah.
Like with his head kind of like near the post.
Mm-hmm.
And Austin Theory hit him.
Oh.
And I was like, damn, that was almost like an unprotected chair. Like not unprotected, but it was like a chair shot to the head.
Yeah. He hit the post or the
he probably hit the post or like the ring or like the ropes because the chair is like wide enough. But it looks like he hit him in the head.
Yeah.
And then he later hit Dawkins, but that was like Dawkins laid up on the ground on the stage and basically concertos him without the chair on the bottom.
Yeah.
He just kind of like smacks the ground, but obviously it's supposed to give you the visual of him hitting people in the chair at the head.
I like that, honestly, because it's just the visual. We're safe nowadays.
Yeah, it wasn't like old school, like
I'm
bouncing that joint right off the top of like the cranium of your head.
Yeah.
But no,
you have to do something to stand out because it's like, man, like I said, I literally just said last week, I was like, man, Logan Paul looks great. Didn't I say that? I was like, dude, he's fucking bulking up and shit. Torn tricep. Come on, man.
So he's out,
the
and
curse
the Vision,
anything associated with the Vision,
and
can't hang on to.
I saw somewhere that they wanted to add more people. So they're looking to add people to the Vision, and I'm like, just end the team. It's cursed.
Yeah, it's the cursed team.
Just find something to do.
Black magic was used to create the Vision. That's what happened. If you watch Full Metal Alchemist, you would understand like the recoil effect. But with that being said, last bit on the Vision. Now Braun, he just inherited the tag championship, right? Isn't he the other half?
No.
Oh, it's like, okay, so are they gonna
Braun is not focusing on no goddamn tag team.
I know he's not focused on it. I'm saying the titles, I would assume. Or they could vacate him, but I'm like, because they are the Vision still with Braun.
I think you should find somebody else to replace him.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that was Raw.
That's not all Raw. That's
right.
And that's the element on Raw.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. We were looking at Saturday Night's Main Event. That was the last thing I had. My bad.
Yeah, thing that I liked the most here was the LA Knight Jimmy Uso promo. LA Knight comes out, talks about he's going to be in the King of the Ring tournament that starts next week or next month. And he was mentioning how he's going to, challenge Roman and defeat him, which then gets Jimmy to come out. They have a back and forth. And then I really like this promos, especially from not MJF, LA Knight's side, where basically he's like, bro, like we talked about with Roman and the Bloodline and the Usos, I was like, yeah, the Bloodline is back, bro. And the Usos just kind of fell in line, and they almost like, again, just because we like Roman does not make him not a heel. You know what I'm saying? And the Usos are effectively being heels, especially what they did last week to Jacob, where they put him on the ropes and beat him up with the chair and stuff like that, allowing Roman to come in and spear him and stuff like that. It's like LA Knight was making all valid points.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Jimmy was like, bro, like, and he brought up, Jimmy was like, yeah, if you win the King of the Ring, I hope you win the King of the Ring. At least then you get a fair shot, an honest shot. This is like, you earned that, and you can have that against Roman. Like that, by all means, you have all the right to do that. And then he's like, there you go, talk about fair and honest. And it's like, how do I know if you're not gonna jump me?
Yeah, he has history with him.
And then he was like, bro, Jimmy was talking about, man, if my brother Jay was here, yo, we would whoop your ass. And he's like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is where, bro, don't let Roman take you back.
Yeah.
To being what you had to get out of. So I'm really intrigued by how that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the Summer of LA Knight. I don't think he's gonna win it, but like
he'll get a shot at some point.
Yeah, I mean, right now I would say he's the early number one contender for winning the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Trick Knight. Trick Williams, said that he was going to be in King of the Ring on SmackDown as well. So, and we had one more, I think, on the women's side.
Yeah, they're about to say like somebody put themselves in Queen of the Ring.
Yeah,
I can't remember right now.
But yeah, we have that getting set up. But I really enjoyed that promo. That was probably the best thing I saw on Raw this week.
Sure, the best match on Raw. I agree with you. I didn't see that promo, but I'm gonna go back and watch that. But the Penta and Javon, I did see this. Which this was awesome.
This was great.
Yeah, this was great. Effectively, that put on that workers title match, right? Very similarly, the US title has that history of the open challenge, but the Intercontinental title has the history of like the what do you say, the workers the workers title, right?
They're both technically like the workers titles.
Yeah. But just great though.
And maybe some breadcrumbs on Javon, possibly
healing it up
a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, like you can excuse it by him just trying to take advantage of his opportunities. But doing a little dance with Penta and then ends up drop kicking him and whatnot. Just doing certain things where I'm like, I can see.
Yeah, Javon, just taking your shot. That's how I read it.
That's how I read it, but you never know. Maybe it's just like, bro, like I only got so many chances. I gotta, get wild. Like I can't be Mr. Nice Guy all the time. So maybe not a heel turn, but at least you do kind of like add some edge to your character. Whereas like
he does need he needs a better character than being nice.
Yeah,
and like just being one of the guys backstage.
Happy to be here.
Exactly.
We got my boys fighting it out.
Yeah, but you know who your favorite son is.
I'm not gonna put my I'm not.
Seth is your favorite child.
Seth is my favorite wrestler. Yeah.
Okay,
Montez. I've always said I'm like, bro needs to be champion. Like, so this was. I'm glad that we were able to get this to happen. Hopefully, this is not like the one time only because this was a great match as well.
That was a dope sequence. The somersault into a pedigree and Montez kicks out though. I was like, okay, look at that shit.
I don't think Seth had Montez had the chance to win it. That's why it's in mid.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm like, this maybe. Hopefully, this works our way up into Montez.
Now this feels like
an actual title.
And he's like, oh fuck this nigga. Yeah. Or just screw him over whenever Seth gets a chance, and then he just hits him with a steel chair in the back during a match or something.
But,
he takes it upon himself.
But this was just, I guess, would you say that just props him up to the main event scene, or is he actually like in title contention?
Well, not yet. He's gonna have to beat Seth to do that. But yeah, if you beat Seth, then that would put you in title contention.
Okay.
So
that was fun though. I really enjoyed that. Even though, like again, would be Primo, I was just like, man, Montez.
No, he's not. Jacob and Roman's final words. I agree with that. Like basically them just using each other or saying like, I'm a dog walk your ass. Both of them use the word dog walk. So but
I also like how Roman was talking about. I was like, yeah, when I beat you,
I'm gonna domesticate you. Yeah, that was the word. That was it.
Yeah, I thought that was really good as well. And then obviously, like people were talking about this being pretty of a boring end to Raw, but I'm like, what I always liked about the Bloodline is just like, there's just some shit that's just family, and the fact that like they could be beefing and doing all this stuff, they still gonna dap up, hold hands, and like put forehead to forehead with one another. It's like, this is just family business, bro. Yeah. Like, this is what we do. But big news coming out though. Jacob possibly injured during a house show. I'm not sure. I'm sure I haven't seen anything come up of like him possibly not being in this match tonight against Roman in the tribal combat. But he's coming in possibly injured into tonight's match against Roman.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's why you don't do house shows, but I'm like, you're international, so you do them while you're there.
I mean, apparently, like because he was in a street fight, and apparently street fights and like cage matches during house shows are like a lot safer than just doing a regular match. Apparently, that's what I've read on people talking about on the IWC. But again, it's superstition. You know what I'm saying? Like football players, like we talk about, basketball athletes. It's like, bro, injury can happen at any chance.
Yeah.
Nobody did not think that she was just gonna fall down on her shoulder and then get it popped and then be out for 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
freak shit happens. Yeah.
So But that is Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Uh,
The last mid I had actually, because we don't see Brock ever do promos, but he had a vignette where he was talking about how he got like he can take an ass whooping, but the ass whooping he took at Mania was so bad that in the moment he was like, "Yeah, this is it." But he basically got home and the ass whooping wore off, and he was like, "Man, fuck that." That's basically what he said, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat your ass."
Yeah,
so,
I did like the contract signing with Obafemi with Paul Heyman and just him being intimidating and telling him deliver me a message to Brock Lesnar. I'm like, okay, grammatically that doesn't make sense, but no, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a toss up right now for Brock. How that outcome happens, like.
Yeah,
is Boba gonna get back-to-back wins, and this is the end of Brock, or are we gonna stretch this out until SummerSlam?
I mean, I'll tell. I mean, I told you my prediction, or not my prediction, but like a lightning bolt of like inspiration I had last night during washing my hands. But I don't know how much I believe that, but yeah, I'm very much 50-50 on this, honestly, because it's like, yeah, you just brought him back. I mean, Brock is the beast. Like, come on now. We at least got to have. I mean, it just makes sense that we at least got to have a rubber match, right?
Yeah.
And you do that at Crown Jewel and Riyadh, or Night of Champions. I mean, Riyadh, because that would have Obafemi out of the King of the Ring, because that's where the King of the Ring final is at Night of Champions. You can have Oba win. I mean, that's a Mania win, right? I mean, it could be SummerSlam.
I mean, Oba could be in King of the Ring also.
I mean, he could be. Yeah. I think if we're extending with Brock, though, then he's not going to be in the King of the Ring final because that's the same night. So,
well, we can see maybe he might have two matches during SummerSlam, because again, SummerSlam I think it's supposed to be 2 nights.
It is 2
and
nights,
so it's like he could have his championship match on, or he could beat Brock Lesnar night 1.
And then win the title.
And then win the title night 2.
Oh, that makes SummerSlam fucking epic. That would be the most epic fucking SummerSlam individual performance of all time.
Next big thing.
Yeah.
Let's get into Bodega real quick. Recap NXT. Standard show.
Yep. Consistently getting used to these characters or trying to.
I couldn't care less about Shiloh Hill.
Yeah, trying to be Mr. NXT.
Anytime that guy's on my TV, I'm just like, I don't care. The way you feel about Hank and Tank is the way I feel about Shiloh Hill. I don't actively despise him. I just I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't find him entertaining. I don't find him to be like. There's nothing about him that I'm like. And hey, that's just it's early. Right now, I'm just like, just does not work for me, dog.
Yeah, and he's definitely still trying to find his footing. Like I think I guess the character is like he's just that he is an awkward guy, because like that awkward guy is just doing like I don't know, this Mr. NXT campaign is like, I mean, that's what Ariana Gracie just crowned herself that thing, but
yeah,
I think she's way more intriguing of a character and a lot funnier than Shiloh Hill is. So yeah, it's not the same at all. And then remember, originally he was like a weird guy that was like chronically online, and he was like saying that he stopped talking about that a lot. So he's finding his footing, I guess, getting people to sign petitions and shit. Yeah. But the best thing up here was Lola beating Izzy. Was it? This wasn't for the title, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, retaining against Izzy. No, dope.
Yeah.
Dope match. Kaylani gets a win over Ren Sinclair. That was dope. She got her to tap out. I forget what that's called, but it's like a bridging fucking double.
Then, yeah.
It's almost like a bow and arrow, but like with the legs.
I think Kalani's slowly getting it, like her heel character down, and like, you know, the aggression.
I mean, I believe her as a heel already.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, even when she first turned, it's like, okay, like I can see it. It needs to kind of refine. Again, kind of going through that Trick Williams aspect of it, where it's like before, she obviously could easily be called up at any moment, but it's just more of like, let's get you a little bit more not polished, but I guess like well-rounded, that we don't have to try it. We don't have to be the first time we do this is in, you know, the main roster. You kind of get your feet wet doing it at NXT. Then when we do put you in the main roster, you have that flexibility to jump back and forth between being a face and a heel. And so I think she's getting her heel work down. I'm a fan of Kalani. I've always been a fan of Kalani, but yeah. Last thing also, Tony D promo with Cam Hendricks and Naruku. Tony said nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like
I worked 5 years for this.
And then Cam Hendricks just barely even had a match.
Yeah.
He was in a tag team match, but other than that, it's just been jumping.
Just been attacking people.
Tony D from behind.
Yeah.
And somehow works himself into a title match.
He don't lose, but that's cool.
Yeah, but again, it's just like
he's right. Like you said, Tony.
Yeah, Tony's right.
Yeah,
but
and Naruto was the one standing or last standing, right? Like didn't they?
Well,
get
yeah,
into
Cam tried to hit Tony, and then he stopped him by like grabbing his arm. I feel like he hit a move on him, but I can't recall right now. But
and then other than that, I have the speed tournament continues. That's why I said getting used to the characters. I still don't remember the guys' names. The guys I remember, Nathan Frazier came down to lose to a guy, but I don't know his name, and I forget who the other person was. But they were both main roster people.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay, I know who these people are, but they're putting over some young guys. And on this last thing I put up here, I had this in Shake, but I would move this up to probably the second mid, right under Lola and Izzy from after I saw later on. But Dion Lennox's promo. For Dark State.
This is a champion of the week for me, but
yeah, him saying like how he built Dark State and wouldn't be shit without him, all this stuff. And I had this as a Shake originally just because it's like, all right, whatever. But I saw in the comments, I'm glad that I am. Somebody put like Saquon in the back looking like Batman.
Yeah,
some shit. I didn't see him.
Like that's when they were leaving at the end.
I didn't see him. I didn't see that. So that's where I was like, oh, okay. My nigga's still here. Okay. Yeah. I was like, because I told you I was scared if they was letting him go. But okay, he's still here. It's like he just on his
for now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, you're right. So hopefully
I still think he's gonna be here. I think
fingers crossed
over the top with it, but
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And SmackDown.
That was pretty much NXT. It's pretty standard, nothing much to take away from that. SmackDown. Go home. They were in Barca last night. Let me bring it up on Bleacher Report, but what stood out to you?
The best thing was Carmelo and Ricky. Good use of the double count out. This is where it's like, okay, I'm cool with like draws, time limit draws, stuff like that, but it has to be used appropriately.
Yeah.
And when these guys are putting on a great match and they go, almost 20 minutes, and they just are so equally matched putting on the show that it's like, hey. And then they both got all of their stuff in. You got to see both of their like full repertoire, you know what I mean? Even again, I love Ricky's like when he does the old school, but he starts like dancing like he's like he's in the 70s or something like that. I love that. But yeah, continuing on, probably a triple threat coming, I guess at some point, right? Maybe Trick retains that, or like maybe you just have a straight up one-on-one. Maybe you have another one next week to actually figure out who the number one contender is. But yeah, that was best thing on the show.
I can see a triple threat.
That's what I think it is right now.
Yeah.
But for me, I had this. I had one thing in Primo and the other thing in Shake, so this averaged out to my top mid. But Danhausen, anything Danhausen does is fucking Primo. Like just backstage, you see Nick Aldis talking like, "Hey, I know you're new here and all this stuff," and like the camera's just on him and it pans over and Danhausen's doing. Just like the stuff face. He's like, I don't have anything to do with like your experiments getting, stopped by customs this week. And he's like, but you got to stop doing experiments. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do, Mr. Businessman? Like, what am I supposed to do? I want you to go out in front of the people like you're paid to do with human money, like you say, And but this led us also into, or it was connected with Axiom getting the win over Miz because Dan has been a thorn in Miz's side. He continues his experiments anyway. He figures out a way to jerry rig his experiments in the back to cause a power surge during the match. The lights go in and out. Axiom wins golden ratio because of the Miz distraction. He's blinded from the darkness temporarily. But yeah, my top mid because I love Danhausen. But
no arguments there.
Yeah. Things that I guess have more gravity to them. Jade and Rhea facing off. And also Jade getting a win over Alexa Solo's match. Continuing this on. I mean, is she gonna do you think she's gonna just beat her for the title again. I mean, maybe not tonight, obviously, but I'm like, I guess I don't want to say who else is out there, but we have just been like pushing Jade and the baddies a lot. Where I'm like, I don't know who the other contenders are, considering like Charlotte and Alexa are on Rhea's side, and like,
Yeah, but Charlotte doesn't like Rhea.
sure, well, I understand that, but I'm saying, but right now we have a alliance, sort of, or their faces all the same. So right now,
As much as the Street Profits and Seth Rollins are an alliance,
I see them as a little bit more an alliance. I mean, at least Montez. I mean, he yelled at fucking Seth last week and was like, "Stay out of our business." That hasn't happened. So there's a little bit more.
Fair down.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like you said, context is everything. We know the history.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's a little bit
and
more stable.
And then you get Jade versus Charlotte to figure out the number one contender.
Yeah, that's a match I definitely want to see right there. Jade
you
versus
work yourself
Charlotte.
into Charlotte versus Rhea, or maybe even a triple threat.
Yeah, that's actually I like that. I like that better.
So
I like a triple threat, but that's a good.
Yeah, and then Jade defeated Alexa, and then afterwards hit her with the Jaded on a chair as well.
Yeah.
Good thing Alexa protected herself. That would have been nasty.
Yeah. That would have been another broken nose with her wearing that black mask.
Yeah.
The other mids I like the Cody and Gunther face off. And I ran this into like Sammy wanting an apology from Cody, which you were like, oh yeah, Sammy's right or whatever. Like, that's your problem, all that shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, you're not gonna sit here and be my friend. He's watching me be you're not gonna claim to be my friend and be like, watch you get your ass beat and be like, oh, I'm your friend. Nah. Because you need to learn a lesson. You ain't my daddy, nigga.
That argument of like, you need to learn your lesson. I'm like, all right, Sammy.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes like you gotta fight your own battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you deserve to get your ass whooped. I'm not gonna get my ass whooped if you did something wrong. Now, in the case of Cody, like, yeah, he was in a match and then he ends up getting jumped by Gunther, like, fine.
Afterwards, like, yeah, you're supposed to be my boy. I beat you clean. Like, come on now. Either way, yeah, continuing Cody and Gunther. And Chelsea Green, she got a win over Nia Jax.
Returning Chelsea Green.
Yeah, returning Chelsea. Yeah, back to the ring. Yeah. Gets a win over Nia Jax via Tiffy interference.
Yeah.
So, hitting her with the title.
And I asked you yesterday, I'm like, so who's who's turning here? Is Chelsea turning face? Or is Tiffany turning heel? Or are they just gonna let the fans decide and be like, you tell us how you want to appreciate these women?
We like Chelsea more than Tiffany.
Chelsea, again, we like her,
we like Chelsea
but we
more.
also understand she's a heel. The same thing, like we like Dominic, but we understand he's a heel.
Yeah. So I would say maybe it's a Tiffany turning more heel, and that's how maybe Chelsea has to overcome her in that way.
Again, I said yesterday, I hope it's Tiffany turning heel.
Yeah, she's better as a heel. Yeah,
you know, she ends up turning on Chelsea eventually, which then gets Chelsea to become a face, and then just double downs on Tiffany's heeldom because we know we just like Chelsea regardless.
Yeah, I mean, we got Julia and Kiana James are also on the roster. They're both heels too. So that's like, I mean, I feel like we're supposed to think they're faces, but I mean, I know Tiffany's we're supposed to think she is, but either way. And then the last shake I had was MFT getting the win over Priest and Keys, Royce Keys. That happened.
Yeah. That was SmackDown.
That was SmackDown. I guess I might as well put this on the sort of Saturday on our Notion doc. I put this as a current event for what would be Book of Wrestling on Thursday.
Well, I was gonna say maybe for let's do that for our 100th episode.
Okay. Sure.
And for our Book of Wrestling, we'll just call out birthdays this week because Nia Jax's birthday was yesterday.
Ren
Sinclair's birthday, and then there was one more birthday that was
Seth Rollins. Yeah, Seth Rollins was 40.
So
this week,
3 birthdays this week to shout out. Shout out to all of them. Happy birthday. And next week, Moody had wanted to do. We were going to do it this week, but we had a lot to get through.
Yeah, sure.
So we're going to go through our Uppies 2.5 or mid-season.
Yeah, mid-season. Yeah,
awards,
halfway point. Yeah.
Halfway point, and looking in because we've already nominated a bunch so far throughout half this year. That it's like, okay, let's at least talk about it. Maybe even power rank, possibly like who are the early contenders that we see before the second half of the year begins.
Sure.
So we'll hold that for next week for our book of wrestling. But let's get into this Clash in Italy predictions. We are about 48 minutes away from the start of the show. We have 5 matches on the card. I don't know if this is the correct order, but we'll start with the first match. That is Obafemi, Brock Lesnar.
Now I can say the booking lightning bolt that I had yesterday that I told you already, but thinking that, like, yes, Brock just returned, but what does this mean going forward? How are we building this? And I was like, maybe Brock just can't get it through it. Like, he loses tonight, and he just can't get it through his head that he's down to Obafemi. Like, he don't got it no more the way he thinks he does, because there's a new next big thing, basically. And how long? Because the question really is how long are you just pushing Oba and Brock? Like, how long is this gonna go? Because if Oba just wins tonight, it still doesn't feel right that it would end there. You know what I mean? Because I think the correct answer, if we're going to have what would be just a classic rubber match, we just do a trilogy, Brock is winning tonight. And if he's coming off of retirement, or so we thought. You know what I'm saying? It's like a shorter version of like when Undertaker beat Triple H, but he got his ass beat and barely walked out. And then he came back next year with the shaved head and was like in way better shape and stuff. Except it was like 2 months instead of like a whole year. That's kind of what I think Brock did. So I'm going to go with Brock, and I'm pretty solid on that. But I think it's, I don't know how, because Brock is usually, he's a clean fighter though. He's just a beast, literally. So it's like, he's not going to low blow people and stuff, but maybe he does resort to that. I don't think that would fit his character, but I mean, maybe Brock pulls it out, but I like Oba as the next big thing. I mean, shit. Both of those entrances are going to be fire. We know Brock don't get paid by the hour. Like, he gets paid, like, that man, this will be the first match. Like, he's going to show up. This shit is going to go down in like less than 3. Well, we got 3 minutes at Mania. This will be 7.
I think I might play myself and lose this, but I'm gonna go Obafemi.
I don't think you're playing yourself. I think I agree. It's the most. You said it was the most tossed up out of this whole card. Like, I really don't know, because Brock is that guy. So
I'm gonna go Oba for the fact that I think, again, everyone's been predicting Brock's last match should be at SummerSlam. Yeah. But again, like, who would have thought AJ would have retired at the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia? And the Royal Rumble itself makes sense because that's where AJ debuted. But, like, Brock, he won his first title on SummerSlam. Yeah. And so, and it's in his hometown.
Too much synergy there.
But I'm going to go Oba because, I'm going to look in my head.
Okay. See, I didn't have a chance to hear your book, and go ahead and convince me.
And I just literally just thought this as you were talking. Is Oba wins this. Brock, to your point, is basically like, okay, like, I'm done now. I've just lost 2 times in a row. Oba enters into King of the Ring. Wins King of the Ring. Gets his title match against Roman or Cody at SummerSlam. And then what do you hear during the match? And then Brock Lesnar comes through, just F5's Obafemi during his reign. Not reign, but just during the match. While the referee's like knocked out, ends up costing him, and basically is like, I want one more match.
So it's cool because you're actually fusing what I said. So he would still basically be swept by Oba. Yeah. It would be 0-3, like, going out. So that's what I said. Like, so you're able.
I'm gonna go Oba to get this and just kind of continue his, because you could say he's still undefeated.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost, so it's like,
yeah, I think so. Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky versus Soul. Who you got?
I'm going to go. Is it too early for Soul Ruka to win?
It's not too early. I think this fits. I think it fits Becky's gimmick perfectly. What big time Bex, like that whole gimmick is putting the younger girls over. You know what I mean? So that she could win it back off of her. You know what I mean? She did the same thing with Maxine, and she did it with Lyra, and those were the two ones that she would definitely put up. And then she went down to NXT. Also, or not, or no, that was before when she won NXT champion. But I just mean she's been putting girls over. So
I'm gonna go.
If there's one title change, I think it is that one because I'm boring a booking show, I'm booking a boring show. Excuse me.
Are you going Becky?
I think so. I mean, that's what I said. I think it's a boring show. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, now the only thought that I have is like we just came off of Saturday night's main event where we ain't have no title changes. Where it's like there's got to be one. So
I'm going Soul.
Yeah.
I think I get a little worried is the fact that like she hasn't been clean.
That's my only thought.
Few weeks, but I'm like, how much does that have to really affect the booking?
And I think also like on Saturday's main event, you actually remember correctly. It's like Becky's a heel. It's like she shot herself in the foot effectively in that match. So I guess she would be reaping what she sows if she lost this title. So, but also it's not like Soul beat her. You know what I mean? So that's kind of just where I'm at. But like I said, it would make sense. And she's like, I'm still the best. You didn't beat me. It was a fluke. I could see her doing that immediately.
WWE Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill.
Rhea.
I'm gonna go Rhea as well. I think again we work ourselves into a Charlotte.
Rhea again.
Rhea Jade feud rivalry at some point. So this is just kind of building into that. Keep that one simple. I think this is also a toss-up. Undisputed championship, Cody, Gunther.
My thought is Sammy gonna hit Cody with a steel chair or something? Or not. Obviously, he don't gotta do that. But you know what I mean? Just interfere. Is he gonna do that? Because I had to teach you a lesson, yada yada. So talking about being a friend and shit, like he ain't no friend. If he ain't no friend, he gonna fuck Cody over. But I think last time we had Gunther and Cody was the crown jewel championship thing, and Cody won that. So Gunther, he ain't forgot that or whatever. And this is as close as he's gonna be to hometown. You know what I mean? Like this is European advantage. But I'm still gonna go Cody.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against Cody. Though, like, I would not be surprised if somehow Sammy ends up costing Cody the title, and then because Cody didn't he recently won this back, right? Or am I tripping?
Mania?
Did he win it back Mania? I forget, but I feel like
I forget what his Mania match was. European advantage.
That would be 2 title changes.
Actually, I'll look it up real quick.
Because I know I'm not picking Jacob to beat Roman.
Yeah.
So it's like I already got Soul beating Becky.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's the one that's gonna happen if it is one title change.
And I got Oba beating Brock.
Oh yeah, that was Drew. He beat Drew. But that was on SmackDown. He beat Drew for the title.
Prior to WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, that was March 6th. Yeah.
Okay, so he's held.
And then he beat Randy at Mania, so he retained against Randy.
So he's held it for about 2.5 months at this point. Fuck.
I mean, that's not. I mean, I don't think that's too crazy for Gunther to win the title. I tell you what, because of you basically fuse your booking with mine. I'm gonna get to it before we get to the end. I'm gonna pick Opa too, but that's the one I'm gonna change. I'm keeping Becky, but I'll let you stew on that for a bit. But because we both agree for the heavyweight title, we both got Roman, right?
Yeah, that one is easy pickings. That's Roman.
Yeah,
I'm not changing on that. So going Roman over Jacob.
Boring show,
and then we're gonna see Jacob in that role of being domesticated, kind of like Jay was when he spoke out of turn originally when the bloodline was getting set up. I'm gonna go Gunther, man.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna think Sammy ends up
Cost him, yeah.
doing something inadvertently, but really
Tried to come help him.
yeah, but there's probably some real intent behind that. But yeah, I'm gonna go 2 title changes. I'm gonna go Gunther and Sol winning titles, and Jade and Roman retaining. Not Jade, Rhea and Roman retaining.
Yeah. All right, that's Clash in Italy. And for the champions of the week, I got one. I don't have a title for it, but just because it was a crazy ass move, I just said, "What the hell is this?" That's immediately what I said when I saw that.
Yeah,
like indie wrestling, front flipping. He does a front flip senton into a Hurricane Rana. But in the rotation is able to spin himself around where the guy lands on his back and he still splashes him before he lands on the ground. Like, sick as fuck. Like, I ain't never seen it before, but thank God for indie wrestling. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, athletic people out there.
Yeah.
Don't hurt yourself. Mine takes us back to not Clash in Italy, NXT, to the Dion Lennox Dark State promo that they cut earlier in the night when they were in the ring. And this is, and I'm sure I gave this out before, so this is probably new. Dr. Evil, title to Dion Lennox for trying to be Franklin Saint.
Yeah.
Talking about you built this brick by brick, and you don't like the way another nigga talk. Like, get the fuck out of here, my guy. Like,
quoting Snowfall.
Yeah.
Like, so blatantly. Probably the most quotable line.
Most people, like the general public, I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're not that guy.
Yeah.
Like, relax, dude. Relax. But yeah, one of the best lines in the show, and I'll say TV history. Watching that scene is one of my favorite things to see. If you haven't seen it, watch Snowfall season 3 or 2, where Franklin is talking to Leon on the car, talking about I built this brick by brick, and you don't want to start beef because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Drive, motherfucker. That's so good. Good. But that is our champions of the week. That is it for episode 99. Clash in Italy starts in about 30 minutes. We're gonna get something to eat and watch that, and hopefully I come out with my first win of the season.
You will.
But next
Soul
week
will win tonight. One title change. You're gonna get at least one title change.
Yeah, but I got Gunther, so I got to hope for 2.
I did this last. I think it's boring. I think it's.
I do not blame. Hey, I said don't believe me, bro. Every time you believe me, you've lost. And so I'm like,
not every time, but you got some good booking. Like I said, you just fused yours with mine. That's why I'm like, okay. We were in the same vein with that toss up of Oba and Brock. So, but yeah, join us next week on our 100th episode and our halfway through the year Upbeats Power Rankings that we'll be doing here on this channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Next Saturday we'll be here on the Wrestling Re-Up.
Peace.